All right, let's go. First time sculpting with Blender 4.5. And boy, let me tell you, I did experiment with a few things around before the stream just to see what are the main differences. To be honest, I'm not liking this new UI. It's just, bro, I think I'm so used to it being on the left side. Let me just quickly turn off the fan. Yeah, this new version, bro, it's not cutting it for me. I don't like this new version. But the reason that I'm doing this and the reason that I have to learn this is because I'm planning to make a lot more beginner friendly tutorials, complete guides. And for that, I need to be aware with the latest software because I don't want to be a douchebag who says, yeah, go, you can follow this tutorial along, but for Blender 4.5, go figure things out on your own or do a Google search. Yeah, bro, it's the cons of being a creator. You have to stay up to date. Though I haven't updated it for a very long time, but I think that it's finally time now that I give it a shot. And here I am. This is actually the first sculpt that I'm making with this version. I haven't made any sculpt before this. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it holds up. Yeah, I just wanted the feedback to be raw as possible. So what's better than to sculpt it live? And yes, I will be making Kakashi from Naruto, which is one of my favorite characters from Naruto. Kakashi is very great. He's a great character. Though since I was a child, I've really loved his look. The mask, scar on his eyes, absolutely beautiful. Which this is going to be a bit of a challenge as well because I'm going to have to try making a semi-realistic version of this reference of Kakashi, which we'll see how it goes. Yeah, see, I was going here for the brushes, but they are here now. Boy, it's going to take me some time to find the brushes as well, so I need the draw sharp brush now. Here it is. Yeah, bro, this sucks. Yeah, the mask brush has changed a lot. I've noticed that the strength now is by default it's at 1, which makes it very strong. Whereas in the other version, the older versions, this default strength is at 0.5. And it feels a lot more softer. But how does it feel? I think it feels okay. It's not that big of a deal now. We will see as more time passes how big of a problem or a feature this is. They've changed the default settings for a lot of brushes. I even noticed it in the clay strips brush. All in good time. We'll see how it holds up. Let's make the mask for the ears. Yeah, wow, this is really strong. But I think it's a good thing. For a lot of stuff when I was masking, I did have to scribble over it a lot of times to get the desired shape for my mask, which I think is gonna be easier now. Draw brush. Where's the draw brush? Okay. Yeah, so far so good. Not very bad. I feel like the face is a bit too wide. Let's make it a bit narrower. Where's the draw brush? Draw brush, draw brush, draw brush. This is gonna take a while to get used to. Now this brush feels the same. Again, I was reaching here for the brush. This is gonna take a while to get used to. Just a rough proportion check. Looks all right. Oh my god, bro, I'm so used to it. I was still going, I was again going back here for the draw brush. This is something that I will get used to the more I sculpt with this version. Yeah, I have to be sticking to this version for a while. Clay strips, clay strips, clay strips. Where's the clay strips? Here it go. Blender, please just give us. Oh, yeah. See, the radius pressure sensitivity is turned off. This is what's different in this version. I like it with it on. Draw brush. Again, I was reaching there. Draw. Ah, here it is. Clay strips here. Draw a sharp inflate brush. Where's the inflate brush? Inflate, 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 inflate. Here. Boy. A lot of other creators, they told me as well, even some of my members, they told me that you can set hotkeys, you can try using hotkeys for these brushes. That is a good idea, but I just believe that if I'm making tutorials for a beginner and if I use a lot of hotkeys, then I'm basically making it hard for them to keep up with me. And yeah, I just want to use Blender the way that they are using. A lot of creators, they set custom hotkeys and they sculpt with that, but I don't want to do that. That can be very confusing because then I would have to ask you to set the same hotkeys as me. These are the tools that I'm using, these are the hotkeys that I'm using. It's just so much easier to keep it simple, teach you the language, and of course if you want you can set your own hotkeys, but I'm not going to do it. Octavio Jagi, hello my friend, what's up? How are you doing? Where's the draw sharp brush, bro? What the hell? Here we go. This is driving me nuts, bro. I'm so used to the older version. It's so easier, much easier to find the brushes, but you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Draw brush right beside it. That is good. Where's the crease? Crease sharp, crease polish. I tried this before, but the crease sharp is way too harsh, man. I think I'm just gonna use the crease polish. By the way, I like this philosophy of if something's not broken, don't change it. If it's working, let it work. Don't change it. And I believe that the addition of a lot more brushes, it's not helpful in a way. It's more confusing actually, because previously all the creators, they were doing just fine with the amount of brushes that Blender had. I was doing super fine. I could make anything I like. And addition of more brushes, for me personally, it's more confusing. It's like, bro, I was doing just fine. And it's also going to confuse a lot of things for beginners. So they're not going to be sure whether I should use the draw brush or the draw sharp brush, whether I should use the crease polish or the crease sharp brush. I feel that it creates a lot more confusion. And in some cases, it can cause harm. Whereas really, literally, at the end of the day, your brushes, they don't matter. What matters is how you use them. What matters is your theory, is your knowledge, is your concepts, is how good is your base. That is what actually matters. Brushes are just a tool that you're gonna use at the end. I think a really good sculptor can make a whole sculpt with a bunch of brushes without any extra fancy brushes. So it's not as important as some people think it is. It's the draw brush. Hola. I was sculpting an OC and in the mind way symmetry feature started glitching. And midway. Oh, you know why that happens? That usually happens when you move your cursor away somewhere. So let's say your character is here and then I apply all transforms. Now symmetry is not going to work. It's going to work in a very weird way. So if you want symmetry to work properly, you need to make sure that the pivot point or this origin point of your model is in the center. So the way that you can reset this is go to object, set origin and origin to center of mass. Now because it's in the center, my symmetry is gonna work just fine. So just make sure that your model is in the center of the world. That is why this is also not a good idea to move your model around. Just always keep it in the center. And just make sure that your pivot is set on the right way. All right, YouTube recommended the live stream to me. Let's see how the sculpting turns out. Aha! Oh, so you're new here. Welcome to the channel, my man. Yeah, if the sculpt doesn't turn out nice, I'm just gonna blame it on the new version of Blender. Just kidding. We're gonna make it awesome. I'm not a jerry. Let's add a bit more mass here because we need to. Draw brush. Yeah, well, this new version is very confusing. The face still looks a bit too wide. I'm gonna make it a bit more compact. Yeah, this part is gonna be covered with the hairs anyway. I don't need to pay too much attention to that. Just let's focus on making the face look really nice. Thank you, that solves my problem. Happy to hear that, man. By the way, for those of you new, if you are interested in sculpting and you want a free resource that is going to teach you to sculpt in a month. In a month. So just go ahead, check the first link in the description. You will join this community. I launched this group just 23 days ago. And we already have 3 champions who have completed the course. So James completed it within 22 days. This is his result. LeBron completed this within 20 days. This is when he joined. This is his sculpt. Now, Nick joined us 11 days ago. And you can see this progress within 11 days. So if you're interested and you don't know where to start and you don't want to be confused by overwhelming information or name of the muscles, name of the bones, you just want to focus on what actually moves the needle, go ahead, check the first link in the description and take part in this challenge. If you follow the instructions well, you will get results within 30 days. Ali Muhammadi, hello, good evening. Hello, my friend. How are you, brother? Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing, my friend? I'm trying to figure Blender 4.5 out. Yeah. Also, I've always been wanting, for a long time, I've been wanting to try anime heads in a semi-realistic style. So I thought, why not try it out in the stream as well? So yeah, I'm using this stream to experiment with this style and also to give Blender 4.5 a shot. And so far, I do not like this, bro. This version, not good. Also, I think I'm just complaining a lot just because a big factor of this is that I'm very used to Blender 4.2, the version that I was using before this. And this new UI update it changes a lot of stuff. It changes so much. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting to see what are the. Still, yeah, I'm trying this out with you guys to see how this goes. So for the eyes here, I think I should maybe bring them out a bit more. Okay, it looks fine now. Yeah, let's make the eyes. Enemy eyes. Very, very intimidating. Eyes are intimidating in general, but enemy eyes, very intimidating. Let's see how we can go about this. So top is flat. We have this very, 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 very typical anime shape that we need to take into account. Yeah, this will make or break our sculpt and our style. I never want to try this new version lol. For some reason, I only like to use. Yeah, same, bro. I have no idea how anime head works. I'm an anime fan, though. I wish it was a character from One Piece. Or God, I wish it was Edward Elric from the Full Metal Alchemist. Yes, share me the reference on Discord. I would like to see the character that you mentioned. And if it's something, maybe we can sculpt it in a future stream. Boy, I need to really push this behind. And yeah, to be honest, I'm not very familiar with anime heads either. I think I should watch anime drawing lessons before this so that I can be very familiar with the proportions, very familiar with the features of an anime face, and then I should try sculpting it in 3D. Yeah, that is something I should have done before the stream, but yeah, we're in the trenches now. And I'm not a coward, I'm not gonna back off. So we're gonna see how this goes and do our best. And that is the thing about sculpting, guys. I mean, we should always be open to challenges. It's never a fail. Nothing is a fail as long as you learn something from it and you don't give up. Yeah, if you learn something, you implement it the next time, you come back, you turn that L into a W. So there's never anything to be scared about. What's the worst that's gonna happen? It's gonna be a bad stream. It's gonna be a bad sculpt. That's the worst that's gonna happen. What's the best thing that can happen? I tried something new that I was afraid to try before. That's a big win. Yeah, I believe that we shouldn't be this attached to any result in general. It's all about how quickly can you fail, how quickly can you learn, and how quickly do you move on. I wish it was a corrupted from Mondays. Oh, hey, you're up. Yeah, it's 12:53 p.m. here. I think it's super late for you. Mesh UV sphere. Ah, not. Wait, I pressed UV sphere, didn't I? Yeah, smooth. Go to the front. I think I made the eyes a bit too big. This is better. The distance should be at least one eye in between them. Yeah, I'm re-attempting my no reference sculpt. Let's go. Are you trying to test your memory? Because you should always use the reference otherwise. By the way, James, I was just showing everyone your result. 21-day progress, which is insane and extremely inspiring. Yeah, the main challenge of this sculpt, right, is the anime eyes. Yeah, before I attempt any other anime character, I'm definitely gonna check some anime drawing tutorials, figure out their proportions, see how does it actually work, and translate that to 3D. I think these eyes are not that bad. What do you guys think? It has the anime look, but yeah, we still have to define the rest of the face. You know, another really cool thing that I could have done, which I'm just thinking right now why I did not, is instead of using a 2D reference, I could have asked ChatGPT, hey ChatGPT, this is Kakashi Hatake from Naruto, and I want to make a 3D sculpt of him. Generate me a reference image on how this would look in 3D or in real life, and I would have had a much better reference. But yeah, this stream is just to test out Blender 4.5 and to test out this style. So if it works out good, if it doesn't, I'm going to do all the things that I'm telling you guys right now. ChatGPT, I believe, is a very, very underrated resource for 3D artists. I don't know why people shy away from using it. It is such an awesome tool. So far, I think this is nice, not bad. Let's go. Looks good so far. Thanks, man. Yes, trying to see how close I can get this sculpt to reflect what I learned. Yeah, perfect, man. That is also why we did the exercise in the first place, just to see how much has the course helped you understand concepts, how well can you have you internalize those concepts. But yeah, after you do it once, just focus on sculpting with the references is king. You know, when I was in high school, it was such a big flex to say, hey, you know, I sculpted this without a reference, I drew this without a reference, and I don't know why I was among those Jerrys who like to brag about these things. It's not cool, it's not smart to do that unless you have a purpose behind it. If you're doing it intentionally, good. But when you want to make art, bro, you need references. I wish I could go back and smack some sense into myself. But since I can't do that, I make tutorials instead. I make videos instead. Just to help a younger me avoid making those mistakes. Yeah, so far I've gotten very good response on the videos, on the courses. And my philosophy is always the same. I just want to make content for my younger self, for me from 5 years ago. I just want to help that kid out. And funny enough, in the process, I just help a lot more people. The icon is reaching the way back to Namiya made. Just fix that in your Gucci. Alright. I used ChatGPT to generate 3D models of Supergirl a while back. Yeah, ChatGPT is amazing, bro. ChatGPT is amazing. I even use it sometimes to get critiques on my sculpt. I'm like, hey, how much would you rate this out of 10? And sometimes it gives me 7.5, sometimes a 7, sometimes an 8. So why am I drawing the nose? It's gonna be covered by the mask anyways. Oh, that's alright. Yeah, I think I'm happy with the face. Let's do the headband. It is gonna be very simple. Let's just use the... Oh, where's the lasso mask tool now? Is it here or is it in the corner section below? Mesh filler mask. Okay, we have it here. Nice. So at least something's the same. Oh no, what's this? It's the hide lasso. Okay, lasso mask. Not lasso hide, bro. I think ChatGPT does a better job at making images of models if you tell it to make them clay sculpture style. Yeah, clay sculpture references, they are always better references because they do not have lighting information. They do not have fancy colors or a lot of lights to distract you. So clay renders, clay sculptures, they are always better. You can also prompt it like, hey, how would this look inside the Blender viewport or the ZBrush viewport, and it can give you better results that way as well. Yeah, clay renders, clay style, grayscale references, they always work better. Mask, extract. Did they fix this? Because this always extrudes to the inside for some reason. Let's see if they, nah, they haven't. So Blender fix this instead of the other default values. Maybe you want to make the offset here 1. You can't complain a lot with Blender. It's a free tool. There's nothing to complain. Yeah, to be honest, I love Blender over any other 3D software. I've tried Maya, I've tried Mudbox, and the way Blender performs, it's amazing. The things that Blender has to offer, it's super cool. I just hope that they can someday manage to display as many polygons as ZBrush can, because that is the only feature that is lacking, I believe, in its sculpting, in the sculpting process of it. If they can do that, bro, it's game over. But it stole from me. I see using Blender 4.5. Stole from me? What stole from you? Yeah, I'm trying out Blender 4.5. The reason is I want to make a lot more beginner friendly tutorials, full beginner guides, full sculpting tutorials. And for that, I need to be on the latest version so that I can keep people up to date. Personally, if I had the option, I would have stuck with the version that I'm used to, the version that I'm using. But if I want to be, but yeah, as a content creator, I need to teach the latest software. That is 4.5, this version. And so far, the only good thing is nothing, to be honest. I felt, I just personally feel that this was unnecessary. All of these extra brushes. There wasn't a need for all of this right now. We already see creators doing just fine with the brushes that Blender currently has to offer. So personally, I feel that maybe it was a bit unnecessary. This new UI, I don't know, bro. Also, a lot of other creators, even inside my school, the members that I talked to about, most of them, they haven't upgraded to the 4.5 yet. Because they just love the previous version more. Kakashi X Abdul Tik. Here's the draw shop. Yep. It's great without anime head knowledge. I feel like it's going to be lit. Yeah, thanks, man. I'm not pretty happy with how the hair are looking right now. I'm just gonna quickly go online get some more references. So, Kakashi. Let's see, bro. This one looks better. Let's drag this to PureF. Also need a reference for the side view. Side view. Because I want to make sure of the eyes. Oh boy, this is nice. Load. Okay, never mind. Let's take a screenshot like this. And I wish there was a side view for this, but there isn't. Nope. Let's see if we can find pain. Naruto side view, because anime characters, they are the same. This is not what I wanted. Yeah, this is closer to how I imagine anime eyes. Okay, let's just copy this. Let's see how it goes. Do you want a ChatGPT 3 reference? It's almost generating and looks pretty decent. Oh, you mean you're generating it on your end? Sure. Let's see. Let's have a look. Let's delete. Go back on the here. Yeah, let me follow the reference that I just got. Yeah, guys, just never shy away from getting a reference when you feel like you need one. Your ego is not gonna, it's not gonna hurt your ego. Where's the snake hook? I sent it through school. All right, let me check. All right. Oh, this is not bad actually. What was the prompt that you used for this? This is very good. This really looks like a viewport render. Just share with the prompt, man. And did you generate this using GPT-5? Or are you sticking to the old GPT version? Yeah, you see, guys, this is why you should use ChatGPT. This is why AI is not that bad. Maybe search for a 3D head of Kakashi in Google or the websites. There should be many of Kakashi's sculpt or action figures. Yeah, I mean, bro, those action figures, I don't really like the way that they sculpt them. So yeah, that let's just see what we can get without really worrying about the result too much. Where's the draw brush? But to be honest, I'm not very happy with the hair. We could have done a much better job if we used curves in this situation, but I am short on time. And I just need to quickly practice something. Where's the draw sharp? Yeah. But you just model them or you rig and animate them as well. By the way, I just found your channel. I just sculpt. That is it. And if there's a further use for the character, then I go with the other procedures. But I just like to focus on the sculpting part of things. So yeah, usually I just sculpt them. But if it's for a commission or if it's a freelance project and they have to rig it as well, then I have to retopo, to rig it, all that stuff. Oh, I'm just gonna give the hair one more shot, and whatever the result is, I'm gonna stick with it. Let's just get the overall volume of the hair first. And we'll worry about the details later. Let's just see how this final attempt goes. I put a lot of selfies through ChatGPT and make it give big eyes in a digital painting style. I think it does a good job. Yeah, it does. I mean, previously the Ghibli style, I don't know, yeah, it was really blowing up for some reason. Everyone wanted a Ghibli version of them. So ChatGPT was doing a great job of generating those. You just upload your picture to ChatGPT, say, hey, I want this in Ghibli style, and it does it for you. It does a very good job at it. ChatGPT is really a tool that I believe every artist should include in their workflow. Also, the AI trend, is AI a threat for artists? Is AI whatever? AI is not going to harm you if you stay up to date. And a lot of people, they're going to tell you that no, AI is bad, AI is this, AI is that. Bro, ignore them. If it works for you, if it helps you be a better artist, by all means use it. It is just a tool. And even the current version of AI, if it can replace you right now, you suck either way. You suck, bro. That is why AI is able to replace you right now. Even inside the industries, right? For example, they had 2D concept artists. They were very expensive. Now ChatGPT can generate you a lot of concepts, but still there's gonna be a human on the other end who's gonna decide whether he wants to go with this style or not. So yeah, it's not about AI is gonna replace you or not. It's about whether you're gonna integrate it in your workflows or not. A calculator wasn't the end of mathematicians. It was just a tool to do the calculations. It still requires your brain to decide if you want to go with this or not. Amazing. You are doing a great job. Give it up. Thanks. Thank you, my man. I tried the Ghibli filter, but it kept telling me due to copyright I can't do that right now. But I haven't tried it. Oh yeah, you can still use it. There are ways to get around the copyright stuff. You can say generate me something inspired by Ghibli. It will do it for you. You could do that as well. I have the overall forms now. I'm just gonna make it very high poly. Gonna use the clay strips brush just to indicate some hair strands. Yeah, the little intention that I have using the clay strips brush is I just try to overlap a few hair strands. So you can see this one going this way. I just use the clay strips brush to indicate some overlapping that, some going underneath it. It just adds a lot more variety to it and makes it look better. So it is a bit of chaos. It's mostly chaos, but there's a bit of intention behind it as well. But yeah, the intention is very low. It's mostly just chaos. All about wording, I guess. Yeah, it's all wording. Also, Blender 4.5.1 is out, which fixes a few crashing issues. You know, the way that I like to update Blender is either I wait for the LTS version or I just let the other creators suffer. So I just watch other creators review other Blender versions, and yeah, let them do all the hard work. If it's worth it, I'll upgrade. Otherwise, I just won't. Why go through all that misery just to test some new features out? Let the other creators do it for you. And if you think it's worth your while, then upgrade. If it's not, then don't upgrade, bro. But yeah, for this version, I had to upgrade because, like I told you, I'm just planning to make a lot more beginner sculpting courses, beginner sculpting tutorials. So yeah, for that I need to be aware of the new features, the new Blender version. If it was not an LTS version, I wouldn't have upgraded. I really wouldn't have upgraded. So there was this the new UI version was released before as well, but I did not upgrade. Now that we have the LTS version, I can upgrade. I can also be confident in saying, hey guys, use the LTS version because it's much more reliable. And yeah, here you can see with the hair technique, this looks much more natural, much more realistic. So just as a few hair strands and try some overlapping as well. It just instantly makes it look much better. And yeah, I think this was better than the curve method or the method that we were using before. Yeah, now I'm a bit more happier with the hair. Not completely, but yeah, happier than before. And yeah, once you have this, you can use the snake hook brush, see where the hair is ending. So I can see a hair end here. Just pull it out with the snake hook. Give it a bit of interest. Hey, Shizuma, what's up? What's up, my man? My bro. We're finally trying out Blender 4.5. Who's spamming the laugh emoji, bro? Okay, so from the front it looks a lot better. I'm happy. Okay, not bad actually. Let's mask the eyes so that I can bring the brow region a bit below. Oh, we still have the mask under the headband. Let's just mask this, soften it up. It's smooth. Nah. What can we do? Should we move this entire region up a bit? Oh yeah, this looks much better. What do you guys think? Grumpy Kakashi. Or Kakashi Chad. Not bad. Let's use the draw brush to give him an even bigger chin. Where's the draw brush, bro? I keep forgetting this. Oh my god, Chad Kakashi looks so much better. Nice. But yeah, just kidding. Let's undo all the way. And yeah, let's just try to get this done. Alt M. The sculpting feeling remains the same, I guess. It does in a till way, but yeah, they've changed a lot of the settings. You see how the move brush is very sharp? It's because they have the default setting for the new move brush is strength is 1 instead of 0.5. They changed some settings with the clay strips brush. It feels very different with the clay strips brush as well. I think I can move the sculpt up a bit because I don't like where it is ending. The headband is ending. Yeah, a lot of it remains the same, but a lot of it is different as well. Also, the new UI, it is still confusing me. So it has been so many times that I try finding the draw brush, but I click here somewhere. It does not exist here anymore. We're still getting used to that. I think I'll have to sculpt a few more models with this. Then I'll be comfortable with the new version. No, I believe as we always adapt to anything. It's just a matter of how much you practice it. If I keep using this version, I might say that, yeah, the 4.5 actually sucked and this is much better. Nobody knows. He's too handsome. Kakashi Sigma. Yeah, Sigma Kakashi. Actually, maybe he looks like that on the mask. We've never seen him without a mask, I think. Yeah. So Graston is right. There was a episode where Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke, they were trying to get his mask off, and he does reveal his face. So at the end of it, we see that There's a mask within a mask. It's maskception with Kakashi. But I also think, I'm not sure, but I think in another episode they did reveal his what's inside his mask as well. Was the same episode? I cannot recall. But yeah, they did show us what he looks like without the mask. Best filler. Yeah, it was a very fun episode. But the bad thing about Naruto is that they just have so many fillers. So many fillers. It gets super annoying. I believe that when during the pain arc of Naruto, the season was peaking, bro. It was at its best. It was so cool. The pain arc was so cool. But then the introduction of so many fillers right after that arc was downhill. It was really a downhill. It was so disappointing to wait every week for a new episode and then it was a filler. Again a filler, again a filler. That is also when I stopped watching Naruto at all. I got so pissed, so annoyed by the filler episodes. I did not watch it anymore. And I think it was only last year that I completed Naruto. I had completely given up on it. It was so annoying, bro. It was so annoying. Fillers are so annoying. But yeah, episodes like the one where they tried to remove Kakashi's mask, that was fun to watch. Other than that, fillers are super annoying, bro. Super annoying. Yep, now is the time to make his mask. So let's work on that. Where's the mask brush? Here. And let's open this a bit. Or, by the way, a lot of people don't know. So masking tools, you can access them by having a mask, pressing A. And you have a lot of masking tools here. So you can sharpen your masks if you want. You can grow your mask. You can shrink your mask. You can clear mask. You can invert your mask. You can increase contrast of your mask. So there's a lot of options here as well. I like to sharpen my mask before I make an extraction. That way the extraction is much more accurate. So mask extract. Where's mask extract? Extract. Oh, the master of filler episode is Bleach. I remember we called it Fleech. So the fillers. But I believe One Piece is so much greater than Naruto. Boruto fell off really hard too. Oh, the master of Fleech. Let's answer this one by one. So One Piece is greater than Naruto. I'm not sure, bro, because I haven't watched it. I tried watching One Piece, but it was just way too slow. Way too slow. My friends told me, hey, just watch it up to, I don't know, episode 200 or something, and it's gonna pick up speed from there. But it was just painfully slow, bro. Painfully slow. I couldn't continue watching it. But I do, maybe, I don't know. My friends who were Naruto or anime watchers, they told me that yeah, One Piece is much better. You should watch it. Bro, it's painfully slow. I cannot watch it. Boruto fell off hard. Yeah, Boruto fell off very hard. Very hard. I don't know why they nerfed so many characters. Boruto does not make sense. Boruto does not make sense at all. Imagine that Sasuke, he's the second strongest shinobi in the whole shinobi world. The second strongest in the whole world. And then Boruto just comes off and takes his eye out. Like, what the hell, bro? He has like Sharingan, he has a Rinnegan, and he couldn't see Boruto coming and taking off his eye. Come on, bro. It makes no sense. These are the people who are on their guard by default. They do not let their guards down. So how can a young kid just fly and take your eye out? It makes no sense. And throughout the whole Boruto, Sasuke doesn't use Amaterasu. He doesn't use his Susanoo. Like, what the hell is going on here? They nerfed these characters so bad. It's a shame. It's a shame. I cannot watch it. Yeah, here we have it. We have the basic sculpt. It looks really nice. But yeah, it makes no sense. No sense. Boruto does not make sense. Oh boy. I did this once before as well. I hope I did not spoil this for anyone. But even if I did, bro, in this case, it's fine. In the last stream, someone was discussing Last of Us with me, and I get very passionate about these things because I love video games. I love stories, though I don't play video games at all anymore, and I would love to do it again. But I get very passionate about these things, discussing different worlds, different stories. It's, yeah, I really enjoy doing it. Okay, I hope I didn't spoil it for anyone. There was a dude. Oh, it was Frank actually. So Frank was discussing Last of Us with me in the last stream. Not the last one, but in a previous stream. And I got so excited. We talked about spoilers and I spoiled the thing for him. So yeah, I was playing around with these brushes when I was looking at the differences. I really like the new paint blend brush, which is very nice. But previously in Blender 4.2, the version that I was using, they only had one brush, and it was a good brush, but to get more textures out of it, to make it function better at times, you had to upgrade it. You had to use alphas, or you had to play a lot with the settings. These brushes, they're very good to go from the start, and I really like them. And yeah, I know the title says, but it's Hawk, you admitted, I gotcha, liar. So you've been sculpting with Blender 4.5 before? No, I haven't, bro. I just opened it up, and I wanted to see what were the differences between this version and the new version. And what I got was a lot of the brush settings, so I figured them out. But I wanted to see how it feels to sculpt with this newer version. And that is what you're seeing me doing here in this stream. Wow, first time sculpting in Blender. No, bro, not first time sculpting in Blender. First time sculpting with Blender 4.5. The newer version, this new UI and the new brushes. Not the first time sculpting with Blender. Just the newer version. I have been sculpting for almost 1.5 years now. And I think we should all be realistic about these things, honest about these things, because it's very easy. In your attempt to sound cool, someone else suffers because you set wrong expectations for them. So I don't like to do that. I've always been very transparent about my process, my mistakes, my learnings. And yeah, it is my mission, so I help other younger artists get these results faster. Yeah, proof of that is right here. So if you go to the first link in the description, you can access my free head sculpting course and community, and you can see the results that champions have been getting inside. So let's look at the champions. I literally launched this community 23 days ago, just 23 days ago, and already we have 3 champions. So James, he's among us in the chat. And yeah, he got his result in 22 days. LeBron got it in 20 days. Nick got it in 11 days. He broke all the records. The previous record was by Frank, was 14 days. But yeah, that record has been shattered now. It took me very long to get good, but for newer artists, younger artists, I want you guys to get results much quicker. That is why I make these tutorials. That is why I talk about mindset, productivity. And yeah, I sincerely believe that all of this, the mindset things, the productivity things, they come way before any tutorial. If you cannot sit your ass down and practice, no tutorial is going to help you. So that is really the basics. You need to have a good mindset. You need to be able to be productive. You need to be able to get your ass down and practice. If you cannot, bro, I don't care what course you buy. I don't care what resource you have. You can have the best course in the world, the best instructor teaching you one-on-one. If you do not have a good mindset, if you're not productive, no chance. Did I miss anything in the chat? Aha, Ishaq Ali, wow, first time, One Piece's journey. Don't forget his car. Oh, yeah. His car. Good. Thank you for pointing that out. We'll definitely add that towards the end. Let's go a bit more high poly and let's paint some stuff. Why not? So paint what? Paint blend. Yeah, I still have to get used with these brushes, bro. Yeah, the thing that I really like about paint blend brush is look at how this gives you these square thingies, and you can really stylize things with this. You can get a lot of variations with this, which is very nice. So previously, I think the previous brush was paint soft. So you can see, yeah, this was the previous brush. It doesn't blend things well. It doesn't give you this rough texture. So I really love the paint blend texture. The brush. I love it. In 3D, I just love everything that gives you a bit of randomness, because in 3D, imperfection is perfection. When you have breaking variations in your skin textures, when you have imperfections in your sculpt, and when you have asymmetry going on in your model, when you have imperfect textures, like let's say you made a glass, let's say you made a glossy surface, and that glossy surface has smudges, it has fingerprints, it has smudges. It's going to look so much better, because in 3D, imperfection is perfection. In real life, no surface is perfect. So having that smudges, having that imperfection is what is going to get you the best result. Let's say you have a scene where you are stacking Legos or something. Having randomness in those Lego blocks, that is what is going to give you the best result. So they shouldn't be all perfectly stacked up. There should be a bit of a rotation, a bit of an imperfection. That is what is going to get you the most realistic result, the best result, because that is what is closest to reality. Same thing when you're painting skin. Having a perfect single tone skin is not ideal. You need to have breakages, you need to have paint blend, yeah, you need to have variations to it. So really just by simply taking a different color brush, a bit of a skin tone, and throwing it randomly around your model can make it look more realistic as well. In 3D, imperfection is perfection. Yeah, let's paint the eyes, which is very exciting. One of his eyes is closed, but I'm just going to open both of them eyes. We're going to give him Sharingan in one of his eyes. So where's the draw brush, bro? Draw here. I'm going to give it subdivision 4. Apply this. And now I'm going to sculpt on this. So the way I like to do eyes, the way I like to do pupils is I like to dig them in. And when I dig them in, they just become more alive because of the way that it catches light. It gets very realistic to how real eyes are. And I made an entire video about this, so you can go check it out on the channel as well, where I explained all of the science behind this. Compare this to real eyes. So yeah, if you want your eyes to look more realistic, more lively, dig them in. Where's the paintbrush? Airbrush. Let's try the airbrush. Does it work the way that I intend? Oh yeah, airbrush is nice. Cool. If I press and hold this, it functions like an airbrush, and it fills up this area for me, which also gives me this gradient, which is super nice. So we can use it right now, definitely. Let's just add a black color first. Oh boy, this is the paint hard brush. Let's use the soft brush with pressure. Yes, so let's paint this bro, without pressure. Let's try. I don't know why I'm undoing, but it also changes the brush color for some reason, which is stupid, to be honest. Okay, let's use the airbrush now. So for the left eye, I don't think we need to use it. Yeah, so for one of the eyes, we don't have to use the airbrush. We're just gonna paint it black. Let me give it a bit of a gray. So let's try the airbrush. Yeah, see, it changed the color again. Why? Let's use the black color again. I'm just gonna hold it in the center. Okay, so this is good for one eye. Let's work on the other. Let's apply the mirror modifier. Let's select the eyes, P, loose part. Now we have separate eyes. Now let's paint this one red so that we can have the Sharingan. Let's make it darker on the inside. Cries happy tears. Do you have a live schedule? A live schedule, yeah. For me, the live schedule looks like I stream every Friday. That is confirmed. But other than that, I just stream whenever I feel like it. So on Fridays, it's definitely you're gonna have a live session. Other than that, it's pretty random, very spontaneous. If I feel like going live, I just go live. Paint hard pressure. Let's try this. So the Sharingan is like commas. Oh, bro, I think I should use the soft brush. Let's also paint this area black so that it looks more anime-ish. I definitely need to experiment with a few more styles, with a few more things before coming up with the final anime style in 3D. But yeah, we will get there. So far, I'm happy with how the eyes look, but you're not super happy with everything else. But it's good enough. It's good enough to. We've achieved what we wanted. We've experimented with Blender 4.5. Also, I just believe that when you're trying to find a new style or something, you either stick with what the reference is very closely, either make it completely stylized. But when we have features which is somewhat stylized, somewhat cartoonish, and then some features which are realistic, it's a recipe for disaster. It never looks good. So yeah, for now, I'm just happy with how this looks. Not the best work. And the biggest reason for that is that the reference and the sculpt, they are very different. So yeah, I will definitely practice more before trying this again. But lesson learned. Where's the paint? Okay. His wide eyebrows. Blender for the win. Alright, I gotta go try get some sleep. Great one, Sculpt. Yeah, sure thing, man. Goodbye. Take care. Thanks for tuning in. Loved having you on stream, man. Take care. See you around, my friend. Delusional Harsh. Harsh. Oh, so you're from India. Is it Harsh or is it actually Harsh in your name? I think it's Harsh. And I assume you're from India. It looks good. Thanks, man. I'm not super happy with it, to be honest. But it's all right. Also, let's paint some fake shadows. Just use a bit of a black color and paint it above the eyes. I'm from India, Haryana. Oh, nice. My neighbor. Your goal is character artist or only sculpting artist? Character artist. I don't like sculpting rocks, bro. I just like sculpting characters. So yeah, I think my goal is character artists. Oh, there's also this new thing that I just noticed. So if you change brushes, it also changes colors. So if you were using a particular color with this brush, it's gonna stay on this brush, which I don't think is intuitive for me at least. What about you guys? I feel like if I'm changing brush, I still want it to be the same color. But yeah, not sure. What about you guys? Do you want it to be the same color you left it with? Or are you changing brushes because you want the same brush with it? You want a different brush with the same color? Personally, for me, I would have liked it better if it was the same color and not a different color. I'm changing the brush to get a different effect, but I want the same color. All right, that is it for this stream. And my overall views of Blender 4.5 is not bad actually. Not bad. It's just that I'm not used to this. But the more I sculpt with this, the more I'll get used to it. It doesn't really, it's not that big of a deal. Kakashi. think we can make this more anime-ish. Let's see. With a bit of a thinner chin. Let me turn off the material because it looks very confusing this way. This will definitely make it look more anime-ish. And yeah, I'm gonna just leave it here. So that's all right. I see how sculpting the eyes inside, it just gives it much more life. The way that the shadows interact, the way that it catches light, it just looks so much better. Let me just quickly grab something for the... I think I can also fake a few more shadows by painting it. Why not? Let's grab this, make it a bit darker and paint it on this area. And just subtly blend it a bit. It's a minor detail, but it looks good. And yeah, I'm gonna stop. So, really, stop. I just threw the pen away. Stop. Let's see if we have any more questions, and then I'll just leave. Have you watched Arcane, the League of Legends? Its art style is fun too. Yeah, I really love the Arcane style, and that is also why I just love this new brush. So this new... You're making me grab the pen again, bro. But it's alright. This new brush, I think this would be very cool for sculpting Arcane style characters. Because with this, you can literally add those Arcane style textures. See how it already has that imperfection. I think this would be very interesting. I already made a Jinx model before just to try it out, and I think with this new brush it would look even better. So I will try making those characters again as well. And yeah, with that said, alright guys, it's time to go. Goodbye once again. For those who want a free head sculpting course and want to get started in Blender, check the first link in the description. You will be added to this community and you can see the results that members have already got inside. So James got his result within 22 days, Ron got it within 20 days, Nick got it within 11 days. Yeah, we are having a lot more results in progress. So this is a place where you want to be. Anything we talk about inside is going to be related to sculpting. You get this 1 month sculpting challenge, which is divided into weeks. So just practice week 1, week 2, week 3, the way that it is instructed. And at the end of the week, one of these results can be yours. You will be the next champion. So yeah, if you're interested, go check the first link in the description. If you're a bit more serious, if you've already know these things and you want more courses, you can join the paid version, which will have a lot more courses. This is a much more tighter, much more serious community. We also have calls every week where we share our work, discuss things. And yeah, we also have sculpting together workshops, which is interesting. So yeah, goodbye. That's all. Take care. Here's a fist bump, guys. Yo, goodbye. I use Substance 20 for that. No, I don't. I don't like jumping softwares. I just use Blender for everything. Goodbye.